our channel. We're just doing a bit of a live because I've been so busy working on bikes, I've had trouble getting videos out. So we figured, why not go ahead and kind of do a little live stream and answer anybody's questions. I just finished this Nishiki right here. We had to redo this because the place that put it together, which will remain nameless, did not do a very good job. They actually bought two bikes and both of them were not very good, so we've gone through both of them and got them working really good. The issues that we had, they forgot to tighten the stem on the, was it this one? Okay, I want to say they forgot to tighten the stem on the other one, and also the rear brake on the other one. The disc brakes on the back, they forgot to tighten that, so we got that tightened up. So I guess the other one was in worse shape than this, but there was still plenty to do with this one. Let me grab the next repair. Anybody have any questions? Do we have anybody watching yet? We've got one. What's going on? So, hey, if y'all have any questions, just, please write down below, type in what questions you have, but we're just trying to do a bit of a video. So let me grab my next repair. Let's see. We have this one here. This is a Co-op. It's actually a very nice bike. And let's see. Can anybody tell me what's wrong with this bike? Where the heck did I put my tools? So, camera person, let's what's wrong with this picture? All right, so what we've got, and I'm sorry, I'm not wearing my microphone, so I'm trying to talk kind of loudly. Let's get this thing up on the stand. So raise the seat. I always turn the seat crooked on purpose because anytime I'm working on a customer's bike, it's very important to put things back the way that it was. I don't want to give a bike back to somebody with a seat too high or too low. So what we've got going on here is there is a either this derailleur was not adjusted properly, or it simply got damaged in a wreck. And if you'll notice right here, you see some scuff marks right there on the derailleur. So that's a pretty good indication that maybe this bike fell over and bent the hanger, and when the kid went to go ride this, the derailleur went into the wheel, ripping it up. So we're going to try to get this back where it was. And yep, that derailleur is all twisted, and we're going to have to replace the derailleur. And
numero uno, I can't pronounce all that. I have a bike. You go for it, dude. All right.
All right, so we have a major issue here. This hanger here is bent pretty badly. So
it's not focusing.
We actually have a tool to straighten that out, but that's actually too bad. We're going to need to replace that. And, that looks like that's a GT hanger. That's weird. That looks exactly like a GT hanger. Oh, wow. You can see it. You can see this. Look at this. You can see the damage on that hanger right there. It's really been bent. But I actually have. I was just working on a GT, and this looks exactly.
How many different hangers are there?
Oh my gosh, um, hundreds of hangers. There
Okay.
are hundreds. This one right here. This is. Wait, let's. Yeah, that's it right there. And see, it's for a GT right there. This is dropout number 94, and that's only some of them.
This is the dropout thing.
Well, that's the frame.
Frame,
This
yeah.
is the. It's
But-
part of the dropout.
But see how it's been.
Yeah.
That's bad.
So it's supposed to look like this. Boy, this is going to be a.
Okay.
This is going to be an easy one, but
Anthony, Sydney, Australia here. I got charged $2 for a spoke and $45 for a wheel true, as I had a rear broken spoke on my GT Pro Performer World Tour bike. I find my bill was a bit excessive.
that is a bit excessive. So the that okay. Typically, most bike shops are going to charge you $20 to $25 labor for truing a wheel with a spoke. Spokes $2 a piece is pretty normal in the bike industry. Now, if you're buying, like whenever we're rebuilding a wheel, if we're having to replace all the spokes, we do a nice discount on that. Instead of $2 per spoke, we'll do like for a good stainless steel spoke, 80 something cents a piece.
Depends on how much they
$1.
are.
Yeah,
everything's going up.
It does depend on how much they are, but typically, the last wheel build I did, they were nice stainless steel spokes. They were like 88 cents a piece, and actually, I'm about to build another wheel. Yes.
Somebody said that they had a pink rollator and you had worked on that, and then Chris Horbot have you had success in the past straightening hangers? I've tried with the tool and they're not quite right when I'm done.
They're a little tricky, and whenever you're realigning a hanger, you don't want to bend it all the way out all at once, because otherwise you're just going to keep on bending it until it snaps. All right, so this is indeed. Yeah, that's crazy. This is a GT hanger. Co-op is not part of GT, and actually, I was real sad to see GT go out of business, even though they haven't been that great for the past several years. The GT was a bit of history. All right, so we're going to get this hanger installed, and we're going to tighten this thing up.
I wish you were my mechanic. Love your shop. You're a perfectionist, mate. I've seen your work through your videos.
Well, thank you.
Australia again.
Australia. Well, thank you very much. So I already know that we need to replace the derailleur on this because this is bent.
Zachary Warren says, say hi, please. I love you.
Love you too. Thank you very much. All right. So we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this wheel installed on this bike because we need, even though this is a brand new hanger, we need to align the new hanger with the frame, because whenever they're welding these frames together, sometimes the dropout, as the weld cools, it'll twist in just a little bit. So we're going to make sure that this wheel is all the way in the dropout. Let's try not to drop tools. Get this tight. All right.
Is Zeke still at the shop?
Zeke, he helps out whenever he can, but he has another job working at McDonald's because he can get more money from that, and I totally understand, and I don't blame him on that. He's got a beautiful young girlfriend. Actually, she's older than him, so a beautiful young lady, and he, you know, I understand. All right, so the derailleur, we're going to take the derailleur off here. Thankfully, this is a Shimano derailleur, so we can actually, instead of cutting the chain, we can just simply take a pulley off, give it a little twist. This thing is no good. I might take some useful parts off of it later. Ooh, one thing that's very useful. This little bolt right here is very handy because those get lost and damaged quite a bit. I will be taking that one off. All right.
We're going to have to dance again.
We're going to have to dance. All right. I like dancing with my wife. Everybody, the camera person, that's my wife. We've been together for, let me see, 24 years, 10 months, and 4 days. So.
Okay, hello, 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 hello.
Hello. We just got some new Shimano derailleurs in. I'm going to go grab that from the
Do you
box.
want to take this and show them what's going on outside?
I already did that on an earlier
Okay.
video today. All right. We have a brand new derailleur here. However, before we install,
God.
on live,
Zachary Warren said, I broke my Gary Fisher.
you broke your Gary Fisher. You know, I love Gary Fisher bikes.
Congratulations on your marriage. Tell Isaac I said hi.
All right. I already told Ike from somebody today. All right. This right here is a derailleur hanger alignment gauge, the DAG 2.2. So what we're going to do is...
It's fuzzy. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, the screen is not the cleanest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and thread this into the hanger.
Okay, tell Isaac I said he's cute. No dog 3K.
No dog 3K. All right. I will, no dog. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to pick a reference point on the rim here. So in other words, I'm going to pick the valve here. We're going to put the probe up to the rim near the valve. All right, and then I'm going to move the little O-ring right there. And with the chain off the gears here, I'm going to go backwards and see it starts pulling away from the rim a little bit right here. And then it goes past the rim right here. This is actually pretty good. We can leave this alone, but I'm going to give this just a little bit of a tweak. And then we're going to start back from the beginning. We're going to move this up to the rim, tighten this down, and then we're going to check all the way around. That pulled away just a little bit. Okay, and then it's right there. So we're going to tweak at the worst point. And then I'm going to start back from the scratch. So it's right there up against, look at how close it is to the rim. Okay, it's just touching. We're going to go all the way around. And notice it's still touching right here, but it's just barely touching the rim. All the way around. That is perfectly right up against the rim all the way around. That hanger is straight. So we're going to take the hanger tool off, and it's as simple as that, although I made it look a little easier than it actually was. You again, remember, wherever you're realigning it, you never go all the way.
Amazing explanation. And then he says it's a cool tool, but yeah, they have a tool for everything.
Us guys have a tool for everything. All right, so let's dance a little more.
Okay.
All right, derailleur. We're putting grease on the threads because this is a steel bolt going into an aluminum hanger. Now, none of y'all saw me drop this derailleur earlier. It takes more to mess them up than that, but so embarrassing. All right, we're going to just snug this up. All right, and then I can take that while you're answering. I'm gonna switch things around here. What's going on? Oh wait, here we go. How are y'all doing? All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to go to my extremely messy toolbox here. Let's turn away from there. So let's undo. We're gonna actually.
It's a black electric, and it's something to do with the brake. She's told to call back today.
Yes, I haven't gotten it done. However, I will stay the night, and I will get her brakes done.
Has not been able to do it during the day, so he's going to stay tonight and get it done.
Okay, so I'm incredibly busy, and people are always calling, wanting their stuff done. And sometimes I just have to be here at night. I ignore the phone calls at night, and I get this thing, get these repairs done. All right, here's my wife again. We're gonna let her take over with the camera. And sorry, got you on camera person. Sorry, she's camera shy. Okay, so dropping more things. All right, so now that I got this pulley off the derailleur, we're gonna put the chain back in, and camera person, you might want to show this. So we are going to kind of spread, or not spread it out the one way, but
Extend it.
we're going to extend that out. There's a little tab there. We're going to put the chain in there, and we're going to kind of get it put back together. This pulley, you want to make sure that you're doing it the proper direction. So pay attention whenever you're taking it apart. Wait. Okay. All right, so we're going to line up the holes and try not to drop things. Wow. Try not to drop things. And we're going to screw it back together. So.
Can you not do this with all different derailleurs?
No, some derailleurs are riveted together, and you can't actually do this. So a lot of the current ones, you can't do that. Okay, so now we got the chain on there. I want to make sure that the chain is not twisted, so I'm backpedaling, and I'm looking for any twisted links or any damage to the chain, and there is none. So we're going to go ahead and put the cable through here. And any of y'all that are just showing up, I'm just kind of putting out a video because I've been bad. I can't. There's not enough time in the day to get things done. Wow. Find the hole. There we go. All right. Dancing. All right, so before I hook up the cable, I need to find a screwdriver.
There's a whole bunch of them back over here.
Yeah, I go through screwdrivers. I put things down. I don't know where they are. Any other questions there, sweetie?
It says you're a truly dedicated and honest businessman, and your tool, that dag that you had, is worth every dollar.
That it is.
There's a dag, there's a wag, there's an FAG that we shouldn't say on
Yes.
camera.
I was trying to figure out a good way of saying that. All right. So with the cable still undone, we have these two screws right here. In fact, there's three. This is actually called a B tension screw. That adjusts how close the pulley is to the gears. This is going to be adjusting the derailleur, how far out, and then the other one is how far in. So there's a little H and an L. I'm going to get my big head in the way, and let me see. So this one's the low. This one right here is the high. So what I'm going to do is, right now it's good, but see, if you'll notice, I'm going to screw this in, so I'm turning it clockwise, and you're going to hear some clicking. Okay, so that's too far in, because what's going to happen is if I keep screwing it in, it goes up to gear number 6. We don't want that. We're going to back off until it goes back into 7, and until I can't hear any noise. And then what I do is I push the derailleur up, and I let it go, up, let go. It's shifting quickly without going too far over. Now I'm going to make sure the cable the barrel adjuster here is screwed all the way in. We're going to now install the cable after make sure that the shifter is on 7. I didn't do that earlier. We're going to put the cable in the proper place, pull it as hard as I can, and actually I push on the derailleur just a little bit. With my thumb. That's what I'm doing with my knuckle of the thumb. I'm pushing on the derailleur. We're going to tighten this up. Not too tight. And then we're going to go ahead and check out the gears. All right, so I've been doing this a long time. When I start shifting it, normally I don't have to adjust the barrel that much. I can actually hit it pretty good every time. So you're watching this live. So let's see. I'm going to shift it to 6. Boom, 6. 5, 4, but do you hear that noise? And it's trying to shift down. So what we're going to do is I'm going to tighten the cable just a little bit until it drops into gear. We're going to go up to 3, 2, okay, it won't go into 1. And on the shifter here, it still says 2. So we need to adjust the low limit screw at this point. So I'm going to just back off on this more than I'm supposed to. Shift it up to 1, okay? And since the cable is already adjusted pretty well, if you'll notice, I'm going to grab this cable right here and watch the derailleur. It's not moving.
Hayden Freesh wants to know where's our shop. We're in beautiful downtown 4 Oaks, North Carolina, in Johnston County.
That's right, 4 Oaks, North Carolina. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back off on this low limit screw a little bit until I start seeing. Do you see how the derailleur is starting to move just a tiny bit?
It's really hard to see.
It's really hard, yes. So it is moving just a little bit. Let's go a little bit more. It's moving.
Okay.
So now we've got the low limit screw adjusted. Let's run through the cables and check. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I just go up and down.
Do not shift like that when you're riding.
Yes. See, you shouldn't be shifting like that whenever you're riding, but I was doing that. I was doing things I'm not supposed to ensure that it's not going to mess up. If it messed up, then I needed to adjust it a little bit because people don't always shift like they're supposed to. All right, so something I didn't show is at this point, I'm not going to pedal. I'm going to shift it to the last gear while pulling on the cable. And then I'm going to get some tri-flow here, and I'm just putting a little bit of tri-flow in the cable here. It felt pretty good, but I'm going to add a little bit more to that. And then we're going to do the same thing to the back. We're going to put a cap on the cable. All right, let's go to the back here. I'm going to pull it out of the stop here. We're going to put a little bit of oil on here. If that cable was dirty, I would have wiped it. I probably should have wiped it, but I already know this bike is pretty new. That damage was done not long ago, so there's really not much.
What does the oil do?
The oil does multiple things. The oil helps get rid of some friction. It also prevents rusting. It keeps the cable in good shape, keeps it moving smoothly, which makes for a better shift.
Okay. Mad Venture Channel Australia said, Jason, did you see SE Bike's new Colossal Ripper 32-inch? They're even making a 36-inch wheelie bike too.
I hate to say, no, I haven't. We do sell SE bikes, but the bikes really haven't been selling that well. E-bikes have been selling for us. And I have not been keeping up with SE as much as I like, even though I love SE. SE does some great stuff. I have not kept up with that. All right, the pièce de résistance, the cable tip. We're gonna just put it on the end of the cable. We're going to crimp it, and that's it.
That keeps it from fraying.
Yep. So I'm going to check the air pressure. That's actually good. We're going to go for take this out for a test ride. But that was a long video. I'm sorry, camera person, and I'm sorry, guys, for any of y'all that didn't find that interesting. But this bike was brought in because that derailleur was ruined because it went into the wheel. We put a new hanger on there because the original hanger that was on there was mangled. The derailleur looked fine, but it was twisted. So new derailleur, new hanger, installed, adjusted. They're good to go. So if y'all enjoyed the video,
we got 23 thumbs up.
Yeah, give us those thumbs up.
And we had 30 people at one point. We only have 17 at this point.
Well, guys, thank you for joining us. And
do more videos, they say.
Do more videos. All right. Well, y'all take care. We'll see you later.
Bye. You can push the button.
All right. So you hit X, and then yes.